much in a BA's life. If you just gather one skill in this entire thing, you don't know, let's say you don't learn SQL at all, you don't understand anything about systems, but let's say you can understand how to take notes and you do become great at taking notes, I can tell you, you will rise above other BAs very quickly, even though you would not know anything, because the people who take notes in the meetings are the most rewarded people. Like they're the best people, they consider the best people, people who can take notes in the meeting. So this is one very interesting habit, and some of my BAs are facing a lot of issues in the projects because they do not know how to take notes. I mean, so topic headings, okay, coming back. So action items, decisions taken, open issues. This is another very important area, not another very important, I think the important area. The things that remain open should be very clearly in your notes, that this is something that was not finalized, it is still an open issue. Okay, questions for various people. Now I'm getting into things which are just my suggestions. I would say these are the things that I do. Open items, action items, everybody knows. Open issues, open items एक चीज ही है, कोई ऐसे difference नहीं है, सब same चीज है, everything is same. Decisions taken is little different. Okay, questions for various people. Let's say when you are working on this, something comes to your mind that you have to ask this question from, let's say, your tech lead, right? Q. What I do is, here I will maintain an area. This is what I do. I maintain another area here, and in that area I write Q for, like I will write his name, Q for, let's say, tech lead's name, whatever. So in that I will quickly write the question would be like, um, uh, what did we do about archiving in the past? I was talking about archiving with the users, and it quickly came to my mind, we must have been doing archiving in the last few, because system is in production right now, system was being used. So what was the archiving policy? Then it came to my mind, I have to ask the PM, what is the total timeline? So I just wrote here. I don't want to ask the users, or I don't want to interrupt everybody and ask the PM right away. So your ability to gather questions when you are going through an 8-hour day, 20-hour day, or 5-day, or 10 days is very important. So your ability that you bring on table is, you can gather your questions and ask the person when you come in front of it. So it's like a batch processing of questions, not the real-time processing. PM may not be able to answer your questions right away. Tech lead may not be available at every time. Okay, you need to keep gathering these areas and make notes that these are the questions that I need to ask my PM about the tech lead, to other BA, to BA lead, to my this. So you guys must be doing something around this thing already, right? But you need to like make sure you keep these skills handy when you are like taking notes and working. Let's say there is no meeting going on, even then tech lead may not be in front of you, so you should be taking note of what you need to talk to your tech lead about on your notepad. Okay,
Gaurav, a question. See,
one other thing that you must write is areas to explore. Let's say you guys are writing notes, something comes OT5, you're taking notes, someone says FDA has FDA 21 CFR part 11, write it. You have to make a clear note here in this section, somewhere here like this, that I have to explore this thing. What is it? When you're in the meeting, you may not be able to do all that. Just as you leave the room, or maybe during the lunch, you can quickly on your laptop explore what is OT5, read a little bit about it and understand the things, so that you can go back to the meeting and understand the things. In the first few days, it will be hard for you to know whether you are supposed to know this thing or whether you are not supposed to know this thing. But as the days go by, you will be able to know that this is something that I'm supposed to know. And then you would be able to, then that will be the right candidate for Googling and this thing. If something that you're not supposed to know, try to ask the fellow BAs. They'll do a better job in explaining the things in a quick manner. Googling will not really bring that. But remember, still note will come here, because fellow BA will not answer right in the meeting. He will explain it to you later. Personal AIs. It happens with me. When I'm in the meetings, 8-hour meetings, things will keep coming to my mind that I have to get diapers for this my little dog. I have to take milk home. So I organize these things, because otherwise they'll keep, this happens with me.
You keep popping.
They keep popping in my mind, and they keep bothering me. That so I write it here, like the items, anything that come in my mind, personal items. I maintain a little list saying that these are the things I'm supposed to do. Right? I have to install, this thing. So things like that. Okay. I would say you get into this habit too. Make sure, because
ये recording बंद कर दिया
so एक मिनट जरा एक मिनट.
Talking about personal stuff, listing out things.
Huh?
Talking about personal stuff, things that pop up in your head.
Yes, things that pop up in your head, just make a note of that also.
Right.
Any other important stuff, basically, anything that you think requires special attention, just take an effective note. Okay, so that's the main takeaway, right? Another thing that I can tell you is, okay, that you need to concentrate on hierarchies of concepts. Have you guys ever heard of mind maps? So mind maps is, I don't know, it's a way of taking notes.
Visualizing?
Yeah. So what you do is, like, for example, 4 ways of record entry. Then you don't take linear notes the way we take linear notes. If you want, you guys can read mind maps. That can become your style of taking notes. Okay, I'll show you a mind map. If you notice, I put the heading and then put 4 the things indented. So, like, one of my students also used to do that, and I also do that. It's kind of interesting. How she would do is like this. That way she will write in her notepad. This way, it looks very clear that this is the next point.
Yeah.
So sometimes what happens is, when you have little space, this thing will go on and it will overflow like this. But then it won't get confused that this is not the next point. This is just a continuation of the last point. So this writing these hyphens in front of every point is good. I've seen many people doing that. Then let's say, like, this control and only dedicated line. What you do is, you write this line a little bit longer. That way it clearly tells you that these are the sub points of this control line. More additional points. What I'm trying to say is like this. Like this. That way it will be clear that this is an additional point about this control line. Let's say you have another point. So I don't know, like, many people do this and use this technique. It's very hard to write it on visual, but basically they write lines like this, and then they write the next point, like about control N. You should take the notes like this. This is very easy because context is also clear. Let's say you see FE item here, you would know that, okay, you're talking about some feature related to control N, like that. So you don't have to write everything. That's very important thing. As I said, action items, open issues, sometimes they go for discussion points, but then they are talking about, you should basically think in terms of writing only the headings. And if there are some points that were discussed, write those points or sub points, but don't write the entire each and every gibberish that everybody is speaking, right? So that means you have to conceptualize it, summarize it in one line, what, let's say, some lady is speaking in the meeting, and then put it as a note here, that this is what her viewpoint was. Okay, so effective note taking is very important for you guys. Start working on your own techniques to write effective notes. I don't think I can, like, this can be taught in a class, but you can do Googling, think of other ways of taking notes, and just bring all that on the table, and make it a part of your thought process, and do that. That will really do very well for you guys. Okay. Acha. When you guys are doing my videos, at that point, at the minimum, you must note down the keywords.
What do you mean my video?
When you're doing the videos that I give you guys, the training videos, you guys also note down any conceptual ideas. Try to make this kind of notes, like these kind of notes. This is very important. So if you make this kind of notes, it will be good. Another note-taking thing, I keep forgetting this, I will record it right here. When you guys going through the legacy system, or even through Siebel, what I do is, let's say I go to a client side. Let's say I'm given access to the legacy system and the Siebel, the new Siebel. There is a Siebel in production, there is a legacy system that I have to work on, there is another LAN system with which we are interacting, there is another PIN system that we are interacting, there's an order fulfillment system that we are interacting with. So they will typically give you the access, to the QA environment of those systems. Let's say they do. If you are working on it like as an enterprise base, they'll be giving you all these accesses. Let's say that you do. Definitely they'll give you the access to Siebel. Okay. You must take screenshots. You should get into the habit of taking screenshots. If you go to a view, take a screenshot of it. That way you'll remember, you should write the notes right on the screenshot. Take a printer, write the notes right directly on the screenshot. Okay. So that way you will remember, what basically happened in the meeting, what was discussed, what was the context. So if you see good BAs, they take a lot of screenshots with them in the meeting. If they want to talk about a functionality, let's say some Siebel has out of the box functionality and they want to talk about the gaps or the new additional functionality that the users want, they'll take the screenshot with them. So they don't have to look at the Siebel while answering questions of the users. Let's say user say, is there any field like this? Look at the screenshot and answer. Don't have to go through Siebel. Siebel is inherently slow. Every system is slow. But when you're studying legacy CRMs, you need to really make sure that you take a lot of screenshots. Who knows they revoke your access tomorrow? You need to take a screenshot of each and every screen, understand it, and you might notice 5 out of 10, 20 fields in the first day, on the first day. Next day you'll notice another 5 fields. There are certain fields you won't notice till they start talking about the requirements of those fields. Okay? Even if you take screenshots, you realize that you missed certain screenshots. You will always realize that. Just take a lot of screenshots. Similarly, for Siebel also you should take screenshots. One of the important things is you can look at the screenshots and recall what you did the other day. It will take you 2 minutes to go through the screenshots, whereas it will take you another 2 hours to go through the same system. Okay? Let's say you enter some data and there is an error. Take a screenshot and then notice it in front of you. Like you don't have to tell anybody, but keep it in front of you and other thing is screenshots, they taste the best in Microsoft Word documents.
Yes.
This is an unknown fact. Screenshots should be pasted in the Microsoft Word document like this. कोई ऐसे कर सकता है कि मतलब तुम लाइक से याहू के लिए प्रोजेक्ट पे जो वहां पे जाके किंटेरा प्रोजेक्ट बनाओ, कोई कर सकता है ऐसे तुम में से? Like you go to work for Yahoo. So what folder will you make on the desktop? Yahoo. Can you make a Kintara Yahoo project work folder? Can you do that mistake?
किसी ने किया है क्या?
हाँ बिल्कुल. आपने बोला था कि किंटेरा प्रोजेक्ट वर्क फोल्डर बनाना, तो मैंने वही बना दिया. मैं क्या, मैंने ये भी तो बोला था कि मान लो तुम किंटेरा में.
I was thinking something else, some application or like I was not thinking about name.
ऐसे भी लोगों को पढ़ा सकता है, तो वो भी लग के जाते हैं, वो भी काम करते हैं और प्रॉब्लम भी नहीं आती.
Because he knows that is the document also.
उसने तो किटरा बनाया है.
उसको पता है कि इसी में है, भले वो नाम कुछ भी रखे.
We used to maintain each dates folder.
Yeah.
Each dates folder. In one that project folder which we used to save on the desktop. Each day, suppose today whatever we have done, we used to just copy paste and keep that so that tomorrow if they're gonna ask, then we used to have a backup.
ये सारे जो बना रहा हूँ ना डॉक्यूमेंट, ये सारे यहीं पड़े रहेंगे. ये ऐसे के ऐसे जाके मेरी हार्ड डिस्क में रूट फाइल में चले जाएंगे. तो मैं याद है मैं उसके अंदर वो बना रहा हूँ कि चैप्टर 1 के अंदर ये रेलेवेंट. हाँ, तो ये जब तक मैं इनको नहीं बनाता तब तक ये उसी में पड़े रहेंगे. वन ऑफ दीज डेज आई विल सिट एंड पुट दोस. दैट डे माइट कम आफ्टर अ ईयर. सो बट दीज विल कीप कलेक्टिंग इन दैट मेन फोल्डर, एंड दैट्स द वे आई कंडक्ट इन द प्रोजेक्ट आल्सो. तो अगर तुम लोगों के पास 2 मिनट हैं, मैं आपको अपना याहू प्रोजेक्ट वर्क दिखा सकता हूँ. यही बहुत है. सारी इंटरव्यूज यहाँ पड़ी हैं, सारी ये यहाँ पड़ी हैं, पर्सनल स्टफ यहाँ पड़ा है. चलो ये इंस्टॉलेबल्स यहाँ पड़ी हैं, ये सारी यहाँ पड़ी हैं. ये कुछ ना ऑर्गेनाइज तो करना ही पड़ेगा. ये सारे वो हैं जो मैं अभी तक ना ऑर्गेनाइज नहीं कर पाया. These are the things that I have not been able to folderize it. These are my various. बॉबी तो बैड आदमी था यार. ये कहाँ है? Bobby good videos that I always look for taken care of. So these are the videos I always look for. I like the videos that I made with that guy. He was a smart guy. बस ऐसे ही है. हाँ, लेकिन आजकल ट्रक चलाता है. स्मार्ट था, पता है क्या है, बस ऐसी है. शॉर्ट टर्म थिंकिंग होती है ग्रीन कार्ड होल्डर्स की थोड़ी. दे कैन नॉट थिंक लॉन्ग टर्म. दैट्स वेयर दे गेट इनटू इश्यूज. आई गिव यू वेरी सिंपल रोड मैप. यू वर्क विद मी फॉर 1 year and I will after that I'll get your full-time position. Yeah, you have a green card. और वैसे भी you know how will you clear this interview?